Keeping in mind that your language, whether you're conscious of it or unconscious of it, is always programming your mind. In the practice of neuro-linguistic programming, we understand that our mind, our words, and our behaviors are all interconnected and they all influence one another. Where sometimes I'm trying to coach my clients out of a different way of thinking that's not serving them, and they're like, I know, I've tried that, I know. And I'm like, no. Don't say I know, because it literally puts up a hard wall and it just says to your brain, no, we already know, there's no other solution. Because we know that we have those two dimensions at any given point. You can always take actions and believe that it's working because you're taking actions. But sometimes when you're taking the actions from a state of disbelief or a state of lack, even though on the surface you're doing the right things to move the needle forward, the result still isn't coming because internally you're actually not showing up at your best capacity because deep down you don't believe it's working. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Nicole, your flow-based life and business coach, and on this channel we talk about all things abundance mindset, living in alignment to your authentic self, and upgrading and elevating your life. So today I am continuing my series on what to say instead of blank. And in this series, I'm basically teaching you some reprogramming tools for your language, because your language creates your life. So if you want to catch up on the series, make sure you check out the playlist with all of the other episodes, and make sure to hit subscribe and follow if you don't want to miss out on any future videos in this series. So today's specific topic is what to say instead of it's not working. So many of us say this when we are starting a new project or we're on a new habit track, like losing weight or starting to go to the gym again or building a project. I hear this a lot, particularly as a business coach. I hear a lot of my clients starting new strategies or starting to build a business and saying way too early, it's not working. And I want to tell you, just like in all of the other videos in this series, your language right there is not serving you. It is working against you and it is not looking good. It's not going to look good from here unless you change the way you speak to yourself. Keeping in mind that your language, whether you're conscious of it or unconscious of it, is always programming your mind. In the practice of neuro-linguistic programming, we understand that our mind, our words, and our behaviors are all interconnected and they all influence one another. So if you are thinking a certain way or feeling a certain way, it's going to affect how you behave and therefore your results. And just like that, in reverse, if you want to change your results, you have to work backwards by understanding what it is that you are feeling that's creating that action, what is it that you're thinking that's creating the feeling, and what is the identity that's underneath those thoughts that's creating that chain of reactions or chain of action. So today I'm going to teach you 3 different language pattern swaps that you could change for it's not working. But first of all, why does it's not working work? Well, if you're trying to make progress on a certain goal or you're wanting to break a certain habit, telling yourself it's not working is basically like hitting a brick wall. It's hitting the brick wall with your head over and over and over again and expecting the wall to break. There is really no way forward when you decide and your identity and your state is that of somebody who is not able to surpass the current limit. If you decide that something is not working, then that's the evidence your brain will find for you. You will not be able to think of new solutions. You will not be able to channel new creativity, and it will definitely feel miserable because you will keep finding evidence for why it will continue to not work. As it is with reprogramming your mind and learning how to consciously create your life with your language, you have to learn to shift that narrative and shift that dialogue by choosing your words wisely, because what you say out loud or what you tell yourself internally is what your brain helps you find evidence for. So, first language swap for today, instead of saying it's not working, I want you to say, I know that it is working because. I know that it is working because insert all the reasons that you can have certainty that it is working. And mind you, you're going to have to work in order to find these reasons, because remember, if your programming is to always focus and look on the negative, you have to find a practice or a discipline and train yourself to look for reasons why it is working. If you're somebody who is constantly focusing on the negative or worried about what will go wrong, then you have basically trained your brain to focus on the things that can always go wrong. And you're probably someone who's always paranoid or somebody who's always overthinking and over planning. If this is you and you want to shift out of that, then you want to catch yourself when you are going down that rabbit hole. Notice that in this scenario, instead of saying it's not working, and when you say, I know it's working because, you're bringing the word no into it. And bringing the word no brings about a certain level of confidence and certainty that actually physiologically changes your state. Your body actually relaxes a little. You get a little bit more confident. Your chest goes up when you say, I know. And I hear this a lot from the opposite end, where sometimes I'm trying to coach my clients out of a different way of thinking that's not serving them. And they're like, I know, I've tried that. I know. And I'm like, no, don't say I know, because it literally puts up a hard wall and it just says to your brain, no, we already know, there's no other solution. But in this scenario, when we say, I know that it's working because, what we're doing is we're creating a container, we're putting up walls. However, it's for the benefit of serving our brain to find reasons. It's like, I have to find reasons for why it is working. Or your brain kind of goes,
there must be a reason then. Let me go help you look for it.
Right? So say the word no. Even when you don't know, you can feel that you know, and then you program your mind to look for the knowing. So I know that it's working because, for example, you're not seeing results in your business even though you're posting consistently, right? Your brain's like,
it's not working, it's not working, it's not working.
Tell yourself, I know that it is working because it is only a matter of time until the right person sees my account. I know it's working because this is a proven strategy, and how could it not work? I know that it's working because I've paid for expertise to attain this information, this strategy, and it has to work. I know that it's working because anytime I add value to the world, value always comes back. These are principles that you anchor your knowing in. So it's always helpful, especially when your mind wants to chuck a fit and tell you that it's not working, to come back to knowing. And if you don't know for sure, find reasons to know. One of my earliest coaches taught me this lesson of never letting your brain walk all over you, especially if it is a toddler brain that has not been trained how to believe in its potential. You have to train your brain and rein in the drama that it wants to present to you and correct it when it wants to make itself right. Because remember, you are in control of your brain, not the other way around. The second swap that you can make is, instead of saying it's not working, you can say it's not working and I insert actions or insert something that feels good. So let me put it in an example. Instead of saying my diet is not working, you could say it's not working and I acknowledge that I feel frustrated about it. Using the words and I means that the sentence doesn't have to end at the it's not working, full stop. Just like the previous point about using the word no, you're putting a full stop of it's not working means that it's like definitive. You're basically telling your brain like, that's about all we can do, folks, bye. And it's just gonna exit out of that situation. It's not gonna help you show up for yourself. So to train your brain to take responsibility for what you're experiencing in this moment, you can take ownership. Like, it's not working and I feel frustrated about it and I'm gonna commit to keep showing up. Or it's not working and I feel frustrated, but I'm willing to keep trying, right? Allowing yourself the space to continue that sentence, even if you have to stop to think about it a few seconds longer, it's going to serve you far more than letting your sentences end at it's not working. And you might even catch yourself when you're talking to people like your partner about the business you're trying to build, or your collaborators, your project partners, your friends, when they ask you like, how's it going? How's your diet going? How's your business going? If you're tempted to even just in your mind say, oh, it's not working, it's not really working, say something else. add something to the end of that sentence. It's not working, and I believe that it will eventually. It's not working right now, and I know. Like, it's kind of like a swap for the full stop with a joining word like and, so that you know that you have to continue the sentence. And it might be a challenge at first because, again, your mind wants to go into that pity party state, especially if the results, the tangible results, are not showing yet. But this is where tapping into the internal work really helps. When I coach my clients in flow-based business or in my Embody personal development program, we basically do external strategic work as well as internal intangible work, because we know that we have those two dimensions at any given point. You can always take actions and believe that it's working because you're taking actions. But sometimes when you're taking the actions from a state of disbelief or a state of lack, even though on the surface you're doing the right things to move the needle forward, the result still isn't coming because internally you're actually not showing up at your best capacity because deep down you don't believe it's working. So imagine showing up and posting content for your business saying, you know, you can work with me, you can trust me, I'm the person to guide you through your journey, and you can buy this for me for X amount of dollars if you're interested. That's your agenda. That's the thing you're trying to put out to the world. But underneath that, you're like, I feel like I'm a hoax. I feel like I'm an imposter. I feel like people are just judging me. I need to convince them. I don't really believe in my value. I just need to get them over the line and convince them. The energy that you're bringing about that post or that content or that presence in your business is graspiness and that hustly, convincing energy. But imagine going into the same skill, the same strategy, the same intention, but having a completely different identity underneath it. Imagine feeling calm, imagine feeling secure and knowing that your best clients are coming, knowing that that spot will be sold, and knowing that you don't need to convince anybody because your best clients are not going to need convincing at all. They just need to be told what the offer is and then casually invited. And because they're the right fit, they will just say yes. This is the kind of stuff that I teach in flow-based business, where it helps you to identify where your energy, where your state of being, where your state of mind and your sense of worthiness is in fact affecting the results that you are creating, as well as the quality of the actions you're taking that are affecting those results. So again, instead of saying it's not working when a strategy isn't reaping the tangible results, you can choose to view it positively, and you can choose to change that language by taking ownership and using the connector word and. The final swap that you want to make, instead of saying it's not working, is my reward is in the process/action, not just in the end result, right? Reminding yourself of this simple truth, especially if it rings true for you, and you can discipline yourself to find purpose and joy and meaning and connectedness to the process of actually taking action, then it will actually free you from having to be so fixated on the outcome that hasn't yet happened. So many of us get caught up in actions that haven't yet transpired or manifested into results, and we psych ourselves out. We self-sabotage. Instead of showing up consistently, we just get into a pity party and then we stop. Whereas if we just stayed consistent and stayed in belief and kept showing up, then we would be in such a different place. And so reminding yourself that, hey, maybe the gold or the gem or the lessons in all of this are not just found at the end. Maybe the pleasure and the joy is not just going to come when I get to experience the outcome, but I get to actually enjoy it in this moment of working towards it. And so when you can place the emphasis from the end result to the actual current present moment of being in the building process or the taking messy action process, it gets to feel so much more enjoyable, and you also get to have so much more fun instead of focusing on the stuff that just makes you feel miserable. Because let's face it, we live in a world that expects instant results and instant gratification for everything, and we're not trained to be disciplined in the process of building something because we just want things quickly. But we have to remember that there are certain lessons that we are here to learn, and things happen at different timings for every single person. So don't expect yourself to be at any other place other than where you are right now, and embrace it for what it is. Learn to love it for what you are currently experiencing, and glean the joy, glean the lessons, glean the blessings from what you're currently experiencing. And you'll find that you'll be able to work in more flow, clarity and harmony with everything else that you're building. So those are the 3 main language swaps that you can make today for what to say instead of it's not working. So if this video helps you, make sure you check out the Consciously Creating Your Life workshop. It's a free workshop that I have recorded for you with my co-coach and neurolinguistic programming expert, Tanya, Lleigh. And we actually run a program called Embody for women who want to up-level their life, beginning with their language, their identity, their core beliefs, and taking strategic, effective actions that are authentically aligned to work towards some of their biggest goals in life. So if you are someone who is interested in taking that next step, why not sign up for that free workshop and training and get in the room, learn from us, learn from the experts, and master creating your life with your language so you can begin to see radical change quickly and effectively. All right, my lovelies, I'll catch you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to follow me on socials so we can stay connected. I'll see you soon. Bye.
If you want to take your abundance to another level, I want to help you. I'm a life and business coach for women who want to step into their next level by activating wealth from the inside out. To help you take your first step to unlocking true abundance and your aligned potential, I'm giving you free resources, workshops, and masterclasses that you can access on demand right now. Check out www.nicoleconception.co/free-resources to get your hands on it. For more videos like this, check out the other playlists and series I have on this channel, and don't forget to hit subscribe to be notified whenever I drop a new video. And if you're more of the podcast type, check out Freedom in Flow, where I dive even deeper into the concepts that will help you create less hustle and more flow, abundance, and alignment in your life and business. Now, if you're a reader, you'll want to subscribe to my email list for unfiltered, honest, and most importantly, applicable life upgrades. Now, don't be a stranger. Connect with me on Instagram and TikTok and send me a message. I love getting to know you and your story. It's why I do this. Okay, my lovely, that's all for now. I'll see you soon. Signing off, Nicole.